to live at our highest conscious and creative manifestation that this life has to offer in the form that we are in, right? So in the form that you're in, I know that when times are rough, it could seem as though the universe is against you and the universe does not want to see you live at your highest manifestation. And I want you to understand what that means. So that yearning that you feel, I can only say for myself that yearning that I feel to have purpose and to chip away at what that means. Does it mean that is marriage purpose to me? Is having, the ideal looking family purpose to me? Is owning, is ownership purpose to me? Is having a successful relationship purpose to me? And as you chip away from it and you realize that purpose has nothing to do with a career or an accomplishment, but it has everything to do with living at your highest level. That is intention. The universe actually wants all of us to live, to be humans in being at our highest potential. And so when you keep that in mind, I think that to me is why people, let's just talk about homecoming. Let's just fucking talk about it, because I know that it came and went and I did not even speak to you about it, but girl, okay, bitch, let's. First of all, I have never been to Coachella. Have you? Okay, well, listen, bitch, the most that I have done is bought some Coachella-themed clothing from H&M, perhaps, or ASOS or something. But never have I been out to Palm Springs to, chill in the desert and do extra drugs. I mean, the closest I've probably gotten to it is that episode of Insecure where they didn't get to see Beyonce, i.e. last year, i.e. Homecoming. So, okay. Let's just talk about Homecoming for a minute because, here was my precursor thoughts. I thought it was going to be a great concert and she'd show us a little behind the scenes, and I'm really living for the behind the scenes because, Jay-Z and Beyonce have become these artists that they don't do a lot of talking, they do a lot of showing. And in their showing, if you kind of just shut the fuck up and just kind of take in the nuance of what they're giving you, you get to find out a lot about them personally. I think that the deliverance in which they give always has intention. I think that what I adore most about Beyonce as a fellow Virgo and as my birthday buddy, yes, me and Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter do share the same birth date. Okay, anyway. So, I think one of the things that I can say, not just myself, but many people I know, really love about Beyonce and really get into about Beyonce is that that you are looking at someone who is living the highest conscious and creative manifestation of their life. You are looking at someone, it's like looking at a fucking athlete. It is to me, I could remember I am old enough to, remember, a Michael Jordan in his prime, and being young enough to be like, bitch, yes. Or, Tiger Woods in his prime, which let's just stick a pin in Homecoming for a minute. Let's the fuck talk about Tiger Woods. And you guys, here's the thing about the black fan, Black people, and I feel pretty comfortable in speaking for all of us. Okay, just calm down. Just listen to what I'm about to say. Black people in whole totality, I would say the majority of us, we are really probably some of the best fucking fans one could have, outside of maybe Grateful Dead fans and Def Leppard fans and perhaps Elvis fans. But if you have a black fan, the black community sees it for you, you really have an allegiance for life. You got to do some heinous shit for us to be like, oh, no, nigga, fuck that shit. Okay? Tiger Woods You know, I as a young black woman remember Tiger Woods in his golfing prime. And, you know, I remember when he chose his Nordic beauty to be with, and then that wasn't good enough for his ego, so he had to go find an even whiter woman to go be with. And his current white Nordic woman was not having it, and that turned into some crazy shit. He was on pills. He had the black, you know, he went through some shit, you know. Tiger Woods, did y'all know? Okay, so Tiger Woods just won his Masters first time in I don't know how many years. He went to the White House because he is good Judy's with President Trump, which explains a lot the fuck for me. You know, and one of the things, the reason why I bring him up is because we were talking about Beyonce and just someone living at their highest level of conscious and creative manifestation. I think that when I think about black people as fans, and I think about Tiger Woods, and I think about all of the disparities and the just what has been browbeating in the news, you know, about us as a community. He is someone that I would have hoped would have spoken up for the community. Now listen, not every athlete and celebrity is responsible for speaking up for the black community. You are not. You don't have to do that shit, especially if the intent is not there. But when we have caped up and have rode for you, the least you can do is not go and see the xenophobe, homophobe, racist, misogynistic pig and allow him to cape you up with your coat. And furthermore, have been collecting Trump checks. Oh, yes, girl. Yes. I bet you didn't know Tiger Woods had helped to, design some of the Trump golf courses. Oh, yes, they are good Judies. They play golf bitch, yes. So, listen, just be aware of who we're supporting. I say all that to say to all mi gentes, like, listen, I was so happy for him when he won the Masters, and I feel like I can be happy for that, you know? And I do still look at it as hopefully there's a black child watching somewhere who can probably see some sort of assimilation of themselves in Tiger Woods and see that there's a possibility for them as well to kind of get into the sport that is not predominantly for them, right? How many golf courses are in your neighborhood? I know of one in the Bronx, maybe. So, okay, cool. Anyways, back to homecoming. So, I think that Beyonce, you know, if I could just say anything to you, Queen, I would thank you for living your highest level of creative manifestation in this life. And for then using that, and as opposed to just using it for the glory of your own name, right? Here's the trippy part. And this is how you get to find out that she is also a spiritual woman. And when I say that, I don't mean that in the sense of religion. I mean that she is conscious of the spirit. She is conscious of spirit. She is conscious of who she is. Like the fact that she was made in the image and the likeness of God. So she sees the God in herself. Therefore, she pushes herself because she knows that there's a God in her. And she does it for the glorification of God, right? And she also does it for the ability to say, see me, see yourself, because the same God that exists in me exists in you. And just know that whatever realm that you're operating in, whatever, like for her to, you know, listen, y'all, let's just dig deep here. Beyonce is a lighter skinned black woman who has, you know, beautiful features that are very befitting of her Creole background. I could remember a time that, you know, I felt that that message was very much being played up in her career. And I remember a time as a darker skinned Black woman, I remember a time where we were not in vogue. Okay. Okay. We were just not in vogue. And people had depicted that if you were darker, you were kind of moving to a state of not beauty because, that is even almost masculine, I think, because on a, on a different scale, a darker skinned Black man, there's nothing more fetishized than that. Oh, yes, I said it. Oh, yeah, that it's seen as such power and such strength. So, listen, we've got our issues, but I think that for someone to call out to you that every level of Black that you are, all 31 flavors of us are just beautiful. And I'm not out here, I'm out here just representing for us. I'm out here being my blackest Black. And no, it does not look like you're Black, but it is still beautiful. She likes her, listen, she likes her Negro nose with Jackson 5 nostrils. And, listen, like, yeah, okay. So I don't know. And I guess what I'm trying to say to you guys is that, when you are acting in a level of consciousness in regards to even an egoic journey, because I think that that's finding purpose. It's like the creative journey and then the conscious egoic journey that you will take to understand that, honestly, the more you know, the more you realize you do not know. The more you realize that the answers of who you are cannot be, it's not in a role that you take. So, when someone asks you who you are, do you name a role? I am a mother. I am a friend. I am a daughter. I am a teacher. I am a banker. I am a this. I am that. I am, because if you're still referring to yourself in the roles, then you have not yet discovered yourself. And I say that, and I know that there's a level of egoism there. I have to acknowledge that in myself, but I'm just saying that to let you, to inform you so that you understand that, like, you're not your role. You are. It is almost like in the Bible where they refer to Jesus as being the great I am, Yahweh, in Hebrew language, Yahweh, Yahweh, and derivative of the Jewish word for I am who I am. You realize that your role has nothing to do with who you are. I am who I am. So Jesus is the great I am, and I am who I am. I know that's some deep stuff for y'all. I know it is. And if you are not someone who's versed in even the word a little bit, what I will say is I am who I am. And if I just stay present and stay in that knowing and walk in that knowing, I could live at my highest level of creative and conscious manifestation in this form, in this life. Because, a lot of us think that heaven is like some place in the sky, but heaven is here, and as well as hell. So I believe that, like, in this form, in this life, you will know heaven and hell to be two different things. If you acknowledge the I am who I am, then you will also experience life in a different way, because you'll be experiencing it from a different vantage point. So, working on my level of self-sabotage and what have you, I'm hoping that I am successfully able to live in this current life, because, and a presence in it as well. So, anywho, bitch, you want to talk about the Met Gala or what? Okay. All right. So first of all, Monday night, every year, the stars and the gals and the girls align. In early May, the Metropolitan Museum to gag over fashions. So this year's theme was camp.